ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಸುಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಶುಭೋದಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಶಿವಶಕ್ತಿ ಕಲಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ 8 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳು. Now I have to switch over to English. As usual, by practice from so many years rather, only some videos I have spoken in English, but this from previous one, because of the request of so many our well-wishers and also highly cultured viewers, they expressed, sir, we know Kannada, but our children, they can only listen your music and they can understand certain things. But if you could able to speak in English, about particularly about the marriage and its rituals, then I felt it's because of the younger generation, they like to understand what exactly it's going, what rituals are there. For that, in this Sunday edition, this is on 29th May 2022, the main, that is Mahasanchika number is 1862. 1862, and part 2 on particularly marriage, the Hindu marriage, a scientific analysis. In the previous session, I have read about the scientific marriage, the Hindu marriage. Preface I have read it. As it is, it was. Now, let me continue the stream of that, the Hindu marriage scientific analysis by Mr. H.K. Rao. Continuing from the previous session, the system of marriage, both preparations for the marriage and the rituals are unique among the Hindus, that too among the higher class when compared to the systems of the religions of the world. This system has been evolved after hard experience and strenuous work by our ancient Maharshis. But unfortunately, the present day public does not care to see the scientific aspect of this system. This is partly due to the influence of other religions and partly for want of flair for knowing the scientific aspect of the system. Now, we shall try to analyze one by one of the system of Hindu marriage. First, the parents of the boy and the girl make sure that they do not belong to the same gotra or family. This indicates the same type of blood, and therefore such alliances are scrupulously avoided. What if the boy and the girl belong to the same gotra or family? According to the experts, quote, mental illness in South India have increased 5 times in the recent years due to marriage among close relatives. The doctors of mental health and neuroscience told pressmen here today that various surveys conducted in the city, particularly in the Bangalore, as well as in the state, have revealed an increase in mental illness, especially among certain communities where over 40% of the marriage was among close relatives. While out of 14 persons married close relatives in the south, in certain communities, 2 out of 5 married near relatives, lending to an increase in mental diseases, especially mental retardation and other congenital diseases. The first conference of behavior science to be held at Nimhans will discuss consequently and mental illness. with special reference to South India and hopes to bring to the notice of the public the evils of marriage among close relatives. This is appeared in Deccan Herald dated 5th 12 1979. That has been quoted here. What the modern scientists, doctors are seeing now, our Maharshis had known this thousands of years ago and have laid down the rule that one should not marry among the members of one's own family or close relatives, which otherwise is called Gotra. What applies to a particular region should apply to other parts also. Now, the latest Chinese theory also lends to the fact. Next, about the horoscope. Comparing the horoscopes of the boy and the girl astrologically and analyzing the same is one of the unique methods gifted by the ancient Maharshis. While comparing the horoscopes of the boy and the girl, 12 kutas or combinations have to be considered from the birth charts and birth constellations of the individuals. It is very difficult to analyze the significance of all these kutas in detail in this article. A passing survey will give an idea the importance of these kutas. Dinakuta indicates the day-to-day understanding of the couple. Second one, Ganakuta indicates the temperament and character of the couple. The third one, Mahendra Kota indicates the well-being of the couple and increase of longevity. Fifth, Stri Dirgha Kota gives an idea of duration of the partner's company of the husband. Fifth, Yoni Kota indicates the sexual compatibility, the degree of sex urge and the size of the copulatory organs. Sixth, Rishikuta gives an idea of the bad results in the lives of the married couple. Seventh one, Griha Maitra Kota indicates the harmony in the married life of the couple. Eighth, Vashya Kota indicates the magnetic attraction with one another. Ninth one, Rajyakuta indicates the duration of the married life of the couple. 10th, Vedakuta indicates the affliction or otherwise among the couple. 11th, Varnakuta gives an idea of the degree of mental development of the individual among the couple. And the 12th and last but not the least, Nadikuta indicates the nervous energy of the type of blood of the individual which may affect the health of the partner by way of chronic diseases. In addition to the above, the position of Mars in the horoscope of the bride and bridegroom is also taken into consideration. This is called Kuja Dosham. Mars, that is Kuja, is a fiery planet, and his presence in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th and the 12th houses in one's horoscope and absence in the other, either of the boy or a girl, is not advisable for the alliance. The reason, the 1st house of birth sign in the horoscope indicates the health of the native. 2nd house indicates family. 4th, 3rd and 4th house happiness. 5th house issues. 7th house the marriage partner. 8th house longevity, and the 12th house indicates the bed comforts. the presence of the Mars in any one of the above places from Lagna, the moon or Venus has to be taken into consideration because Lagna or birth sign represents body, the moon represents mind, while Venus represents sexual relations. Of course, there are many exceptions to this Kuja dosha which have to be carefully considered and examined, as otherwise good connections may be missed. For example, Kuja or Mars in his own house, in his friend's house, and in his exalted place, or if the above places are Lagna, or if there are Chandramangala Yoga, Guru Mangala Yoga, or Gajakesari Yoga, or Kuja happens to be the seventh lord himself, Kuja dosha may be completely then ignored. This comparison of the horoscopes of the boy and the girl is one half. The other half is they study the position of planets in the individual horoscopes. One can easily find out from certain combinations of the planets in the male's horoscope whether he is potent or impotent, whether there are indications of more than one marriage, his moral fear, his extramarital relations, chronic diseases, his general health, prospects in his life, social status, etc. So also, which the horoscope of the girl also. When comparing the horoscopes, both Rashi and Navamsha charts should invariably be taken into consideration, without which the analysis will not be complete. Of course, it requires deep knowledge of astrology with scientific approach to come to a conclusion. This our Maharshis had. Even now, with a little patience, one can easily analyze these things in detail. Thus, when the horoscopes agree, the parents of the boy and the girl try to find out the family background of each other's family before arranging for the interview of the bride and the bridegroom. It is only when they are satisfied with the family backgrounds the interview takes place. Sometimes only when there is mutual consent of the boy and the girl, the elders fix up date for the marriage with an auspicious time which is called Muhurta. Before going to explain what is Muhurta, there is one point which has to be mentioned here. The alliance was being made with a difference of 12 or 13 years in age between the boy and the girl. The marriage was being celebrated when the girl was only 8 years and the boy about 20 or 21 years in age. Why this disparity in age? There is a systematic change in the human body, both physical and mental, every 7 years once. The milk teeth give way for the permanent teeth at the age of 7. 14th year is the age of puberty. Even menopause occurs at the age of 49, division of 7. Thus, there is a systematic change. This is nothing but nature. It is only at the end of the 7th year and the beginning of the 8th year that the boy has to undergo a most important ritual which is called Upanayanam. And after this ceremony, he is sent to Gurukula for education. It is from this age that the boy gets the power of grasping, and hence education begins from this period. He must stay in the Gurukula, a residential school, for 12 years, at the end of which he returns to his parents. Then only his marriage takes place. Thus, by this time, he is 20 or 21 years old. Instead of Upanayinam, the girl is married at the age of 8. Hence, this disparity. Why? As already stated, menopause occurs at the age of 49 or 50 for ladies. When once menopause occurs, the degree of sex urge is diminished gradually. On the other hand, for a male, if he maintains good health without any bad habits, the degree of sex urge in him will be same even at the age of 50 due to the conserved energy he has acquired during brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means conserved energy. There may not be good response from the wife to her husband if the age disparity is narrow. Just to satisfy his desire, when he is unable at home, he may find other sources. This hurts the feelings of the wife, and thus at this age, the family happiness is lost. Just to avoid this and to maintain the family happiness, especially mental happiness of the couple throughout their lives, our Maharshis have ordained that the age disparity must be least 10 or 12 years. Now about Muhurta. What is Muhurta? Why should it be taken into consideration? Muhurta is a particular time when the physical force is concentrated and has good effect on the human body. Sun's heat is not same in the morning, in the noon and in the evening. So also the position and influence of moon in all the 30 days in the month and in all 12 months in the year will not be the same. Likewise, the position of the heavenly bodies vary daily. The cosmic rays and the gravitation force of these heavenly bodies vary not only from day to day but also every minute and second. The following findings by the famous scientist Sri A. Yelkin, who holds a chair at the Moscow Civil Engineering Institute, proves this. He writes under planes crashes and disappearances of ships. Thus, quote, after collecting statistics on planes, I saw that the moments at which they had disappeared, as distinct from ships, these are established with a precision of one, had something definitely regular about them, related to astronomical phenomena or more precisely to the position in regard to each other of the earth, the moon and the sun. It is known that the sun and the moon do not exert the same influence on the earth. It is appeared in the newspaper Deccan Herald dated 9th January 77. So, I conclude this session and further continue in next session what has been written in this the Hindu marriage, a scientific analysis. Let me continue in the second, because I have just evolved for every session within the 20 or 21 minutes. Like that, for people who are viewing this, they can also assimilate, and for me also to ponder over what I have to say, which has been written in this beautiful book, The Hindu Marriage, a scientific analysis, then say about 40 years back, how it is relevant even now, if not more. With this, I conclude this particular session, and I will come before you in the next session. Thank you.